All right, everyone. We'll start with writing class. Got a very simple question to discuss, and I've got an essay over here, which we will be evaluating in just a while. The first half we will discuss about the right ideas, wrong ideas, how to structure your ideas, what kind of paragraphs, how many more paragraphs that needs to be structured into this essay, and then we'll talk about the mistakes of this, which will comprise some 25 to 30 minutes. The remaining 30 minutes for you guys, you will write an essay and get the one-to-one direct on the fly feedback. Hope it is clear, Sisham. Yes, it is your essay only. Okay, this is the question. Nowadays, many people have access to computers on a wide basis, and large number of children play computer games. So let's highlight this way. This is the usual way that I would request people to do it so that you don't deviate from the question. What are the negative impacts of playing computer games? What are the negative impacts of playing computer games, and what can be done to minimize the effects? So this is going to be very simple four para structure. There was two questions. One is write the negative impact. First para gonna be introduction, wherein you talk about currently or these days people are using computers more than ever, and a lot of children often play computer games. This essay will discuss about the negative impacts of playing computer games, and also we'll discuss the solutions to reduce the negative impacts. Something like this. Intro is very easy. Whatever is there, you just copy paste and change few words. Second para, we're going to talk about negative impacts. Third para, we're going to talk about solutions. What can be done to minimize? And fourth para, conclusion. Means summary of whatever you have written above. Second and third para, summarize it in 2 lines. That's your conclusion. Simple enough. Now let's talk about the right ideas. Task response. Coherence, cohesion, lexical resource, and grammar. You will be evaluated with respect to these four components. Very simple. Task response, are you writing the correct ideas to the question? Coherence, cohesion, have you structured your essay in a right way? This is one of the structures. But inside second para, again, you will have another structure. That is inside this, you will have main idea, supporting idea, example, conclusion. The same structure we need over here as well. These two are also coherence cohesion. Lexical resource, you don't have to much worry. If you're decent at English, then in a flow, whatever that comes to your mind, you can go ahead with it. Unless you want 8. 7.5, totally fine. You can get away with 7.5 even if you use a normal vocabulary. What vocabulary we normally use when we converse. For 8 band, you are supposed to use topic related vocabulary, probably computer games, technical related vocabulary, and lot many aspects of it. Otherwise, not required. Grammar, all about writing simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence. If any one of them is missing, probably you would not get good marks. And basic grammar errors, tense errors, article errors should be avoided as much as possible. All right, so let's talk about the task response, the right ideas. For second para, can anyone give me the right idea? Negative impacts of playing computer games. What are the negative impacts? Tell me something which has weight in it, which is very heavy, which is very costly, which is very significant, prominent. Time wastage, Navin, may not be a great idea. Very good, Karthikeyan. Addiction could be a great idea because of addiction, what will happen? You will not talk to other people. Because of that, you will not be, very social. Because of that, you can write, you can write, you can write, and you can write a much bigger problem, leading to depression, anxiety, and lot many things. Eye problem, I don't agree. It's not a great idea to write. Playing computer games will have eye problem. You watch TV, you will not have eye problem. Huh? You can write that as well. But again, when you write about eye problem, you have to make it look like a very big problem. But here, addiction, you automatically, it will just go with it. And how many ideas to write? How many negative impacts? One is enough. You got to trust me. I have seen things here. Impacts, yes, is there. So I'll write more than one. Nothing is required. You write more than one, then again, one more main idea. You want to write two ideas, then get me two ideas. That's it. But for every idea, you got to write supporting idea, example, conclusion. If you are not running out of ideas, running out of time, then no need to write two ideas. One is more than enough. This is not required. Second para, we will talk about addiction. They are made in a way that they want people to use as much, the games as possible. In that way, it is designed, so it's very addictive in nature. A small kid taking it up will continue doing it, and there are games which are very dangerous, wherein people have killed themselves, people have committed suicide, or so many, real things are there. You can just directly go and talk about it, isn't it? Addiction is one thing. um, Third paragraph, now we need to talk about negative impacts is over. Third paragraph, what can be done to minimize the negative effects? Answers, please. Now, if you're written addiction, then pertaining to addiction, you got to write. Your third paragraph is dependent on the second paragraph. Hope you're getting it. Third paragraph, how do you minimize the negative effects? Engage kids with books, great idea. Divert them, basically. Divert them with a new addiction. Allow them to play more, good one. You know, um, to more play in ground. Then correct, Karthikeyan, or anything else. Think from a very bigger perspective. If you tell kids, hey, go and play there, do you think they will do? Navin and Karthik, do you have kids? Do they listen to you guys? So then what do you think is the best approach? What is the best way to minimize the negative effects? Any other better idea that I'm seeking? That's it. What if this is taught in school about the effects, the negative effects of playing a lot of computer games? Yes, go with it. They go with their interest. Yes, probably we can see IELTS is all about the real life scenarios. In the real life, what works, the same thing works in the IELTS. In the real life, if it has failed, and if you pick that idea in IELTS exam, it will again fail. So these are fine. Divert them with a new addiction. How do you do it? That is what you need to write. Allow them to play in the ground, or educating kids through curriculum or syllabus. In that, for example, you can show some visuals, narrate real dangerous impacts, or make a drama, make a skit, and let kids be a part of this journey. So this way, they will realize over the time how bad it is, and automatically they come out of it. Something of this, anything is fine as long as you prove it. So this is very simple ideas. But remember, whatever you write, make sure you continue writing about it in one or two sentences, and then open up the core thing function, the for example, and give or talk about a particular scenario, and never ever write example in one sentence, please. Write at least two, three sentences. Write as much as possible. The more you write, the more mistakes you make. But example, please write more. The less you write, it will not convey. It will not be conveyed the way you want it. Getting it? See, I could have finished this in 5 minutes. But why am I taking more than 10 minutes? So only because it needs it. Certain things, when you expand, it adds more meaning to it. One such thing is example. All right, so that's how you do it. It's a simple, fairly simple essay. Any doubts on this? All right, Sesham, I'm not sure why you have written like this. Have you written the complete? This is not a complete essay. So the intro you are not writing. You didn't write, is it? Is that right, Sesham? Would expect you to reply, Sesham, please, if you're there. I think he's not there. Still fine. So this is the essay that I found in the email. I don't see. Yeah, we'll see. Probably has written over here. Okay, so let's review this quickly. This is the question. I'll just put the question again over here. Hope you got it. The right ideas, wrong ideas. What can be the best idea over here? What is the structure? How to write and everything. We will see how he has written. He has written enough. It looks like massive amount of data given. But let's say if he has followed the regular protocols of core and score. In the very first, this is second paragraph. First para missing in the mail. Let's not write that here. But yes, first para is required. Imagine he has written the first para. Now this is second para. All right. So this is second para that is written. First para is over. Let's assume. In today's world, computer games are being popular in new generations. No man. First line should be main idea. There are a variety of electronic sports conducted on national and international platforms where youths are representing their own country and promoting careers in sports. This entire thing is of no relevance to the question asked. What is the question? What are the negative impacts? Bring that negative impact in the very first line. Nobody wants to read this, isn't it? If I'm coming to the exact or the intentive thing that I want to talk about this particular thing, and I came to that after 20 minutes of talking, do you like it? No. Bang on target, man. Directly you need to come. Your intention is to speak this. Your intention is to write that. Start with that. Nobody will have patience or nobody will have time to read. Well, it's written good, but not required. This entire thing is redundant. It consumes some time. Correct? As a result, you'll get less time to focus on the real things. However, especially school children are getting attracted towards video games instead of prioritizing their studies. This will ultimately lead to decrease in interest in studies and hamper school performances. Probably could have written this directly. School children are getting attracted towards video games instead of prioritizing their studies. That's negative impact. That's how you start the sentence, isn't it? This will ultimately lead to decrease in the interest in study and hamper school performances. Now, the rest of the thing should be talking about how playing video games will lose their interest and how playing video games will eventually make them a dumb bed, make them um, hamper or make them lose or make them drop their performances in the studies. That has to be written in the rest of the lines. Remember, getting attracted towards video games instead of prioritizing the studies. That's the main idea here. What is the negative impact? The first negative impact is people or children who play video games will not be able to concentrate on the studies. Why? Should have been written that it is very addictive in nature. That's the first thing I was looking at. He has not written, but let's see in the rest of the paragraph if he is able to make up. During COVID pandemic times, many schools are conducting. During COVID pandemic is over, is the past tense. Were conducting or conducted. Through virtual media, since parents were bound to provide electronic gadgets like computers for these classes, while in meantime children were misusing. See, never try to use continuous tenses. Children were misusing. Schools were conducting. Rather, children misused. Schools conducted. Put it in a simple past tense. Children were misusing the devices for other activities which had profoundly affected on their grades. Why? Although, comma is not required. Although there is a good career in games, but parents should plan. Why, man? Why are you again talking something else? Should plan their schedule and also let them allow to play the games on their leisure time. Due to this, parents should help children. See, what he's doing is he's mixing up things. What can be done to minimize the effects? He's putting it together. Can we use such a structure? 100% yes, you can use it. Instead of going like this, second para negative impact, third para solution. What is doing? Second para negative impact and solution. Third para again negative impact and solution. So this way we'll be able to write more is what he's thinking, but he is not writing anything. Correct. Solution is just two lines. No, man. Solution is a part of the question. You need to bring that solution entire para. If you're writing this way, you write it, but it will be more lengthy. You want to write more lengthier essays. It'll take more time. Then don't follow the structure. Follow whatever I told you. Getting it right. This is not required. This could do. This will do. So till here he wrote. It's a good thing, whatever he wrote. But yeah, these things still here were better. They were better. They were good. And parents should plan their study schedule and also let them. This is the solution, man. How do you plan? How do you make them understand? How do you do it? How much time you give to studies? How much time you let them do it? How parents can do it? I want a big paragraph. This will not sum up things. This is 100% wrong. And here as well, school children are getting attracted towards video games. Probably it could have been written in a different way. We'll stop. Simple sentence. This means if a child starts playing the games, it will be very difficult. If a child starts playing the games, it will be very difficult to stop them and focus on other important things. This will certainly hamper on crucial things such as performances in their studies or being social with other friends. Now I am going to write, for instance. See what he has written in the for instance. During COVID pandemic times, many schools conducted their classes through virtual media. Since parents were bound to provide electronic gadgets like computer, while on meantime children were misusing. Why children play computer games? What is the main reason that children got the cell phone to play? If that is the question, then the answer written is correct. Guys, hope you're getting it right. Naveen getting it, Karthikeyan getting it, Binu, Sisham. That is not the question. Question is not asking the reason. The origin of computer games addiction is not even asked. Then why you want to write this entire history is not making any sense with respect to the question. Question is not about reasoning it out as to why they are playing computer games. Because in COVID times, what happened? We parents had to give the kids that device, and we had to go to office or we were busy in, like in another room. And this kid, instead of watching or doing the maths in the online platform, the kid was playing computer games. As a result, it was addictive. No, that is not asked at all. So now here we told addictive in nature, starts playing it, the kid will not be able to concentrate and focus on important things. This will hamper the performances and studies. Now that is what you got to write over here. For instance, any game you take, any computer game or is designed that it is very difficult to stop once started. This means once a kid or once a person starts with it, time has no boundary, and this will definitely leave no time for friends or academics. As a result, they are bound to perform very low in academics and also tend to be lonely over the time with no one to talk to or no one to share things with. All this can really contribute to bigger problems such as depression in kids at a very early age. This much, if you don't want to write, then you don't talk about friends or don't talk about academics. One of them you put it, but whatever you put, you have to talk. Now, all I'm asking you is this: at least this much is required, man. One paragraph. And I'm not giving much of a thought to the idioms, phrases, the sentence structures, vocabulary. No, all I'm paying attention is the right content and the flow. We focus on vocabulary and other things. We'll not get time to focus on the flow, the coherence, cohesion, task response. If you don't want to write this much, then probably once you have no, and definitely will leave no time for academics. As a result, they perform bound to perform very low in academics and also tend to receive punishments, or you can continue receive punishments which may result in which may affect child growth negatively. Something like this was expected. What was written is something different. He focused mainly on reasoning part. There he took a lot of time to explain, which was not the question at all. Parents should plan their study schedule. This is the only thing he wrote with respect to solutions. Rest is all not correct. So hope you have got it, Sisham, the problems. Hope others have also understood. So we will talk about the next paragraph. Prolonged exposure. So this kind of structure I don't recommend because you gotta write a lot. If you had followed this one line, one para solutions, one para negative impact, second para solution, you could have finished it. But this is also fine if you are willing to write as more as possible. Prolonged exposure of screen can also lead to health related problems on children, on top of children, inside the children, in children. While children are playing only, so this is the first line. So second, B was bound to be written. Prolonged exposure of screen can also lead to health related problems in children. While children are playing only screen based games, they live a sedentary lifestyle, and this could hamper, not hampered, this could hamper their, not hamper on, physical growth and development. As children were wearing a very power, as children wear, not were wearing. All this contribute to low grammar scores. With this, can I still get 7? You can still get 7. We've seen students making complete, fully, full grammatical errors and still end up getting a good score. The children wear a very high power spectacles from a very young age. It may trouble them in performing different day-to-day activities. A not required, man. This is enough. They live a sedentary lifestyle and this could hamper their physical growth and development. For example, obesity, full of fat. Talk about it, finish it off. Schools have been, not school has been. Schools have been conducting eye checkup. See, he talked about sedentary lifestyle. Then talk about it now. Why you want to again deviate? He talked about exposure of screen also. Therefore, multiple things have been mixed up. Definitely, I would look forward to read multiple things again. I would want the person in his example to write about exposure of screen and leave a central lifestyle. If one of them is missing, marks gone. It means he has promised that I'm going to write about this next line, and next line it is not there. Hope you're getting it. For example, schools have been conducting eye checkup yearly and make an appropriate referral to higher centers as needed, and also including different outdoor games as a recreational activities on weekly basis and enforcing all children for actively participation. One line, man. And it is not example. Is it example? What is this, anybody? What is this? The highlighted ones, whatever I highlighted. What is that? Is that impact, negative impacts? It is solution. Solution you cannot write inside, for example. Example should talk about living a sedentary lifestyle. All the kids will be completely into phone, 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 phone. As a result, they don't have time. They don't even feel like going out and playing. As a result, they lead sedentary lifestyle, giving rise to so many diseases. They because they're not physically active at a very young age. They all this can like cause them a lot of problems. Solution to this is that is the that's how you start a sentence for solutions. Therefore, school should conduct different health education using different media through drama, visual aids, and Sonia has written good, but he has mixed up everything. Hope you're getting it. Whatever you write, structure them separately. So to a naked eye, whoever is reading should understand and connect with the writer's mind. See, writing is an art. It's a skill. You cannot just put it the way you want it and ask the reader, hey, if you want, you understand. Otherwise, it's your karma. I don't, I can't do much. Any doubts on this? So that's all the essay is all about. So what I want you guys to write is this is the question. You follow my structure, problem and negative impacts in second para, solution in the third para. I want you to write second para for now. Talk about one negative impact, explain more, give examples, and it. This is what I'm looking at. Once you do this, probably you can go to third para and give the solution to reduce it. I'll just wait for you guys to write this. If you're comfortable typing, type it and send me in the chat option. If not, then WhatsApp me to the number from which I've shared the meeting ID. I'll look into it at that exact 30 minutes, 4:30. So I'll just wait for you guys to write and send me for the feedback. Thanks much.